Our next inductee is special because in 110-year history of this conference, there are single moments that last forever. And this next inductee is part of a single moment, a picture, if you will, that I know is in the souls of everybody that's been involved with Wichita State University. Mike Kennedy is back here in the audience today. He got to call that moment. But that moment was when Eric Wedge was standing there and holding basically, seemingly, the entire Wichita State University baseball team in his arms as Wichita State won the national championship in the College World Series. A native of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Eric Wedge enters the Hall of Fame as just the seventh to be honored in the sport of baseball. His collegiate career at Wichita State spanned from '87 to '89. A phenomenal catcher. He was the driving force behind the Shockers' 1989 College World Series national championship, earning first-team All-America honors and the Joe Carter Award given to the league's Player of the Year. Following that season, he was the 83rd player taken in the Major League Draft by the Boston Red Sox. Played 4 seasons in the major leagues with Boston and Colorado Rockies. A 2-time All-Valley choice, Wedge is a member of the league's All-Centennial baseball team. In his 3 seasons with the Shocks, he played in 3 NCAA tournaments and 2 College World Series. They were close to win it another time. The 2007 American League Manager of the Year. He guided the Cleveland Indians from 2003 to 2009 and became manager of the Mariners in 2011. He is currently a player development advisor with the Toronto Blue Jays and has 1 foot out the door already to get back to spring training. But he's blessing us with his presence here today and blessed us with his time as a player in both the Valley at Wichita State and in the big leagues and as a big league manager. As Valley correspondent Will Kunkel relates, Wichita State was able to drive its Wedge into a national title, and Eric Wedge will always be part of one of the most famous single moments in this conference's history.
Let the celebration begin in Wichita. The Shockers have won a championship.
Eric Wedge was the driving force behind Wichita State's first baseball national championship. After hitting .380 with 23 home runs and 99 RBIs, he was first-team All-America and MVC Joe Carter Player of the Year. He also earned a spot in the All-College World Series team. But it was Wedge's attitude that kept the Shockers alive when they were nearly knocked out over and over during that magical run.
His leadership all along the way. I mean, we faced elimination in 1989, 7 straight games where we one loss, we were eliminated. And it went through from the regionals all the way through the College World Series. And he was one of those guys that exemplified more than anything else. A trait that I love more than anything else is we don't give in under any circumstances. We're going to find a way to make it work and find a way to win.
To me, Eric Wedge typified what it took to get there. He was the type of gritty guy, not flashy, took care of all the small details, and that's how Wichita State baseball was built, and that's how Wichita State baseball became so successful.
In order to be a 2-time All-MVC selection, a member of the Wichita State Hall of Fame, and part of the league's All-Centennial baseball team, oh, you better believe there's a competitive spirit under that jersey.
It was funny because he's always been a fun guy to be around. I mean, he's got a good sense of humor, loose, relaxed, you know, just a fun guy to have on the team. But boy, you flipped the switch when he crossed the white line. He was, like I said, as intense as anybody you're ever going to see. You know, if you're going to be his teammate, you better be out there busting your tail, playing as hard as he is. Guys were almost a little scared of how he would react if they weren't out there giving it everything they had.
Following his career as a Shocker, Wedge was drafted in the 3rd round by the Red Sox and played 4 seasons in the big leagues with Boston and Colorado. His managerial career was just as successful, spending 4 years in Cleveland and a season in Seattle, earning AL Manager of the Year in 2007. Despite leaving nearly 30 years ago, though, the Wedge name is still a pillar of Wichita State baseball.
Eric Wedge epitomized what we'd like to think everybody thinks of Shocker baseball. Obviously had talent, but passionate, was a guy that was a leader, fearless. He's what I would like to think people, when they think about Shocker baseball, they think about Eric Wedge.
Eric Wedge, Missouri Valley Conference Hall of Fame.
gentlemen, a man part of the greatest moment, one of the greatest moments in Valley history, but more than a moment, Eric Wedge.
See, Eric, a little picture time here.
Well, that's quite a bit right there. I'm not as tough and I'm not as mean as they made me out to be, just for the record. But I am passionate, and I'm very excited to be here today. What a thrill, what an honor. Congratulations to all the other inductees. Congratulations to the Missouri Valley Conference. I just look and see how far this conference has come, and I knew how special it was coming in, but you know, being gone since '89, I mean, we're pushing almost 30 years now. It's been 25, 26 years since we won a national championship. The pride and just the national prestige, and we always knew how special the conference was, but now it seems like everybody else understands just how special it is too. And not that that's overly important, because as long as we know what the nuts and bolts are, what the guts of the conference is, that's the most important thing. And you know, just talking to you know, Chemnitz and Boat Ride over here, just, you know, understanding just what toughness means, and you know what you have to have, that resiliency, that grit. You know, I mean, it's funny, you know, if you read a little bit now, everybody's talking about grit. Well, hell, man, I knew what grit was a long time ago when it wasn't cool. Now everybody's talking about it because it's cool. You know, you read about it. Somebody wrote something that we all knew a long time ago. So it's nice that everybody's on board finally. So I think that I think that everybody understands a little bit more so now that, you know, toughness and work ethic, those are the separators. You know, you're not born a great athlete, okay? You're not born a great achiever. You've got to go out there and you've got to work for it, and that's the true separator. You know, doing what I do now, I'm really fortunate to have an opportunity to help mold young people with the Toronto Blue Jays, both on and off the field. You know, 200 young men and 50, 60 staff members from the Dominican all the way to Toronto, and to understand just, you know, how to go about helping them understand what it means to work hard and what it means to come to the ballpark and get after it every day, and understand how to act off the field and how to treat people. That it does translate, and it does matter. And you mentioned all the little things. Those little things add up. It's not just one big thing that makes a difference. It's the culmination of all those little things each and every day that separates you, that separates a team, that separates a conference, that separates a sport, or whatever it may be. So I'm proud to be a part of the Missouri Valley Conference, very proud of my time at Wichita State, Gene Stevenson, Brent Chemnitz, Lauren Hibbs, and so many others who are a big part of who I am still today. The university in and of itself, you know, congratulations to Dr. Beggs and everybody else here today, and so many people are just a powerful influence on me over the years. And I look at it as my responsibility to give back, my responsibility to pass that torch on to anybody that I come across. And I like to think, whether it be at Wichita State, as a player in pro ball, as a manager in pro ball, now having an opportunity to do something I haven't done before, or even when my short time at ESPN, having a chance to have that, you know, that spectrum there to talk to a lot of people. You know, that the sports world, and that student athletes and that athletes professional all over can just be a little bit better, a little bit wiser, and act a little bit smarter both on and off the field. So it truly is an honor. My pleasure to be here. Hopefully get a chance to meet everybody as best as we can today. But let's continue to honor the Missouri Valley Conference. Let's continue to help our young people to move in the right direction, and carry our torch with a lot of pride. Thank you very much.